Alright, hello everybody. We're here after the now third attempt because of technological errors and me fucking up. My name is
Yeah,
Matt, and who the hell are you?
I'm dead too.
I Tetsu. Alright, so we're here to talk about the new Super Sentai show, or for the uninformed, Japanese Power Rangers.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that works.
yeah. Called Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger. And the first question I think we should delve in as after two episodes, what are your impressions of the show overall?
I think it's fine
Okay.
so far.
All right. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye.
No, I mean, you couldn't really say a lot after episode one because it was a two-parter.
Yeah.
Uh, it was a very messy first part,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it improved after watching the second episode.
Yeah.
It really well. I mean, putting both of them together, maybe if you tweak around some of the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
the way they play out, it could be a good 1 hour
Yeah.
featurette.
Like,
Yeah, but
hopefully.
overall, I think it's better. I have better impressions from after watching episode two than what I had last week.
Yeah. And give it time to breathe, although one person still has not passed my inspection yet, and we both know who that is, but we'll get to him later.
Yeah,
But I guess the second one we can get into is the character development and where it's going so far.
all right. Well, I'm liking what they have established for the Lupin Rangers. I think that's going to be fun
Mm-hmm.
because they're stupid.
Yeah, aka the main characters of the show, and then plus
Yeah, and
guests.
then you have the Path Rangers, with are their kind of like support characters.
Yeah,
For now, at least, I think I hope they kind of start developing them a little bit more because I mean, after all, they are advertising these as two Sentai teams fighting against each other.
yeah. Which I thought as soon as I saw like all the adverts and stuff like that, it's just like, oh, they're just this is a scam. It's gonna be the Lupin Rangers are the Sentai, and the Pat
Yeah,
Rangers just happen to be there as like a little background gimmick thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's a
yeah.
scam.
Although it's funny because if you watch the the advertisement for the BS changer, the
Mm-hmm.
video advertisement, actually they sell it like, oh, the Path Rangers have the BS changers and they can change,
Mm-hmm.
and then halfway through it, it's like the Lupin Rangers just come in and steal the thing. So it actually kind of feels the other way around of what the show actually is.
Yeah.
But okay, I guess it's fine. For the Path Rangers, I think it's. I mean, they haven't established a lot. I hope the next episode does a little bit more. Although it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's going to be just on Lupin Blue. But anyway, um, yeah. But what I like the way they kind of established Keiichiro as a character
Mm-hmm.
for now, as an officer dedicated to his work and trying to do good, or well, at least bringing justice to the people that he supposedly serves.
He's just
Right?
trying to do his job.
Yeah, but not just like, oh, I'm a police officer, so I have to do my job. Like
Mm.
you actually feel that the character is dedicated to his job, and I hope they explain why.
Yeah. And it just like a little backstory or something like that. Which I don't know. I like him, but we just need more of them, and I hope it's not a Q Ranger thing where we get hints of the backstory and then focus on one Ranger the whole time. Although I think already we've had more focus on both teams than the entirety of Q Ranger did.
Yeah, I don't know. I only watched 2 episodes of that.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Q Ranger is an interesting tale, and we won't go into that. But they focused so much on the Red Ranger, it was unbearable. to an extent.
Yeah.
Although, like, they started to go. I watched some of the Silver Saga when He Beat Sky Silver became He Beat Sky Metal, and I thought that could be interesting, but then I remembered which show I was watching, and I'm like, oh, this is dumb. This is all of the dumb.
Anyway, fuck Naga. He's just popular because he's just a pretty boy.
I mean, okay.
Oh my god. Anyway, yeah.
Alright.
No, I mean, Kill Ranger had its problems, I guess.
A lot of problems.
And I still blame Bandai of America for that.
But now they're gone forever, so it's fine.
Yeah, which means no more. Well, I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with that. But I don't care.
Well, I sent you like that pic. Like everybody's kind of broken up about, or some people are broken up about and worried about Hasbro taking over the America stuff. But I sent you that picture today. There was literally no paint on the battleized version of the Red Ranger for Ninja Steel today. It was
Hey, that has a name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't remember right now because I didn't watch that.
It's the Lion Fire Armor Ranger.
No, I'm talking about the Japanese name.
Oh, that. Fuck if I know.
Chosetsu. There you go.
Oh, yeah, the Chosetsu thing.
Like a ninja's Chosetsu. Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
It looks terrible. There's no paint on it, and I re-looked at the picture. There's no gold paint on it either. It's the fucking Zeo Ranger incident all over again.
Yeah, then again, I only cared about my cheap Kiryu mecha, and I have them now, so I don't care anymore.
I know you don't.
But yeah, going back to Lupin Ranger.
Yes.
And Path Ranger. Yeah, it's fine so far.
Mm-hmm.
Although Kairi and Umika, which are Lupin Red and Lupin Yellow, are kind of basic.
Yeah.
In terms of their, well, not basic, but kind of weak. So like,
well,
right
Kari,
now it's like,
Kari will get into
Kairi's,
a little later, but
yeah,
yeah, Yellow seems basic, but I'm sure she'll have some tragic backstory and blah blah blah. Although she does seem the most optimistic.
Yeah,
of
I mean,
the three.
I get why, I get why Blue wants to kill the Ganglers, but
Yeah.
as for the other, it's like, okay, I guess it makes sense.
Oh, which is one thing I did want to talk about. What do you think of the Ganglers?
They're interesting. I mean, straight out of the bat, I don't remember any villain like them, like the way they are developing their story. Then again, I don't really watch a lot of Sentai, so I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that their motivation is entirely, I want to be the next boss, so I'm going to kill everyone. That's fun.
But to be
Yes.
fair, to be the next boss, you have to kill everyone.
Well, they have to conquer Earth.
Yes.
So yeah.
Which is the funniest thing. It's like, how are we gonna make these guys like a huge threat? Oh, to be the next boss, you're gonna have to take over planet Earth. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's a nice motivation for the villains. Like, it has nothing to do with the Sentai team,
Mm-hmm.
and that opens some kind of development opportunities. Because, for example, if you let's say Gokaiger,
Mm-hmm.
well, what was the name of the monsters? Well, I just remember
The Zanyak.
Yeah, the Sangyak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you had the Sangyak, and they are like, oh, we're going to take over the universe and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Gokaigers come in, and it's like, oh, we're going to stop all of you. And then you have like the whole backstory of everyone involved with the Sangyak. And I guess, I mean, it's fine, but it kind of, I mean, it was a big deal that how they were supposed to become an actual Sentai, and they only did that until the very last episode.
Yes.
Whereas here in at least for the Lupin Rangers, which are sort of involved but not so much,
Mm-hmm.
because so far the one that killed their loved ones, so,
Mm-hmm.
well, at least they're whatever they were. I mean, he has been portrayed like as an outsider, even in the intro, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yes, they are related to the Ganglers in the sense that, oh yeah, they killed our loved ones, but the one that killed these people doesn't seem to be affiliated with the gang of ganglers itself. So I don't know. Can be interesting.
Yep. One of the things I noticed, which we've talked about, that I don't know if you fully agree on, but like on some parts, the mecha fighting seems cheaper, whereas like the camera style and like how they film the action seems like they're putting more effort into that.
Yeah. Well, I don't exactly agree with it being cheap. At least in the way you kind of put it to me, like you say, like, oh, Ryuteo looks so much better, and you send me the video. I think the battle scene was a complete different setting,
Mm-hmm.
because for example, you have Ryuteo with the dragonflies and whatever, but Ryuteo itself, once combined, it's a land mecha. It
Mhm.
doesn't really fly, and the setting of the battle is some planet, I guess. And they don't really do
Whenever
much.
Ryu Teo enters the battlefield, it uses its hologram technology to make it look like the moon for some fucking reason. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
They
stupid.
never explain it, but it does that every time.
Well, in any case, it's cheaper, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, in the end, yeah, the kind of setting, the battle setup that they makes it much easier to film with practical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
like with the suit and all that. Because if you see in that same video that you sent me, when they are all the individual Voyagers, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Or
Voyagers.
boyas, or whatever they're calling in Japanese. Um, they are kind of like, well, they are all CGI models, as cheap as the Lupin Rangers. Whereas in the first fight with Lupin Kaiser, well, the thing actually flies and is very dynamic, and it's more than the actual suit can do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of destruction. Plus, it's a night scene, so I think that's a bit more hard to do with practical effects if they want to go budget. Um, then again, I don't know a lot, but I think that's kind of the reason why there's so much CGI in Lupin Kaiser's battle.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think Pat Kaiser is going to be a little bit more practical effect.
I think so too,
Uh,
just because, like you've said, they couldn't film it, or they would probably have a lot harder time with Lupin Kaiser flying, whereas Pat Kaiser just has to be on the ground, so
Yeah.
probably easier.
Yeah. As for the filming, I mean it's mainly with the battle scenes
Mm-hmm.
between the Lupin Rangers and the Ganglers.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they are making a distinction between both of the teams in terms of fighting choreography. Because one thing is that, for example, you have the Path Rangers, and well, they are fighting like, well, you can sort of say they are trained agents to take down the Ganglers. Well, they are, but the fighting style is kind of geared towards that, and the camera doesn't move a lot.
Mhm.
It's very static. Whereas the Lupin Rangers is a little bit more of wild style of fighting,
Okay.
like pretty arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
So the different angles just give a lot of dynamism to the scene, and it looks it looks fun.
Yeah.
Although I don't like some of the scenes some of the shots are very strangely placed, like they on the ground and then the monster just rolls by, and it's like, why would I want to watch that? But okay, yeah, some of them are interesting choices if you want.
But at the same time, I
in some
appreciate
way.
they're taking chances with stuff and like being a little more experimental, which is one thing I've always had. I wouldn't say a problem with, but I've always noticed that like a majority of Sentai battles and stuff, it has been the camera has been on a tripod and has been flat scenery, no like dynamic zoom-ins or going in between the rangers while they're fighting. It's just you put the camera about 20 feet away and you press the record button, and it makes you see
Yeah.
the scene more. That being said, but I don't know, it felt cheaper to me.
Yeah.
Where this
I think
one,
they
go ahead.
No, yeah, what? Go on. No, I'll add to that later.
It just feels like it felt cheap at television, whereas like when you watch movies and stuff with fight scenes, they can, if for a good director, they can get in between the actors and get the camera in a different perspective to make you feel more like you're there than you're
Yeah.
just watching someone.
Yeah, but for example, I think they were starting to do this kind of like more dynamic shots with Ninja. I think it was.
You think so?
Yeah, I think there was a scene that was very dynamic, and it was like, oh, it's kind of desync or whatever.
Hmm.
I think they were doing that in Ninja, and then from what little I saw of Wizard, which shares the same director as Lupin Ranger and Fast Ranger, his camera work or his camera directions were really interesting. Not strange, interesting, and they kind of remind me of that. Maybe that he's coming from there to
Yeah,
kind of give more dynamism to the battles or something. I don't know,
it's
but I think it's
interesting.
fun. Yeah, it's an interesting choice, if anything.
Yep. Okay, now we can finally dive into our favorite part of the series, which is Kari.
Yeah, I mean, the actors in general, I guess.
He's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it's his debut. Let's give him that. I mean, we had very bad actors in Sentai before,
Yeah. And,
like.
I mean,
Haruhi.
I don't think he's worse than Troy from Power Rangers Megaforce, but it's still pretty bad. Especially one of the things is like I usually don't notice if an actor is how good they are or competent they are, if it's in a different language because it's harder for me. Because I don't speak that language to interpret their style of acting, so I don't know if it's more dynamic or not.
Yeah.
So it's harder for me to notice that type of stuff, and if I notice it right away, I think that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, his range of emotions is kind of combined with the very strange dialogues they give him.
Yeah.
With some of the, well, sometimes the pacing of the episode it's kind of strange,
Yep.
and that doesn't really help a lot. I think it's a combination of those three factors. He has a very strange face.
Yes.
Well, emotional. His facial expressions are strange.
Which I think
sometimes.
there's two really good examples of that, which is when he supposedly crushed his friends to death with the building, and confronting the Gangler, and he's giving this big dynamic speech to our audience and to the Gangler about like how if his friends die it doesn't matter, it's you have to succeed on your mission, and he's supposed to be like really powerful and impactful speech, and he just looks like he could not want to be there at all.
Yeah, I mean the delivery is very strange.
Mhm.
It's very out of place.
Yep.
I think, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of trying to give him a pass because I mean, it's his debut. He's a new guy, same as Umika. Although Umika is a lot better than he is.
Which is the pink one, right?
The yellow one.
The yellow one? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mind her at all. I didn't find anything.
No, I mean he's fine, and also Kazusa, which is the pink one. She's also fine. I mean, it's also her debut, but well, then again, none of the Path Rangers have had a lot of dialogues so far,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess it's not a fair comparison. But
Correct.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I think I'm trying to give this guy, Kyrie's actor, a chance.
But then there was that scene where his brother got turned into a popsicle, and he screamed, and he sounded like a high schooler in a play just trying to emote that can't. And it was
I still find it funnier in the next scene, the one following that one, where they are the three together and they're like, yeah, we're going to retrieve the collection and whatever.
mhm.
You see that the shot is, well, the scene is shot from below to kind of make them grandiose and whatever. And Kyrie doesn't know where to look at. He's just looking in
Yeah.
front. He's like, dude, are you looking at someone, at the camera?
God,
Why don't you look at the other
I don't
the other
know.
actors in the room?
It-
So yeah, he has. I mean, I hope he improves.
Maybe in 10 episodes he'll finally be up to standard.
Hopefully, in 10 episodes, they will make his character less annoying.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope to God so. But other than that, the only other thing I think we could talk about is the theme song.
Yeah. Oh well, that and the mecha designs, I guess.
Oh
For
yeah,
the
I guess we
mecha.
haven't talked about that. So whichever
Yeah.
one you want to start with.
It's fine. You can start with whichever you want.
Mecha, I like a lot in this one.
Yeah.
One, because I like the versatility of the toys, because you're for kids you can buy the mecha individually that works with transforming them into robots, and then you can also use them in the Tranger. And
Yeah.
two, they don't feel very gimmicky to me, whereas like the past couple seasons they didn't feel like very serious robots or something like that. And I know it's a kid's show and everything, but we've had some really good mecha designs in the past, and this is like one of the first ones I feel feels more like traditional Sentai robot designs.
Yeah. I mean, Kyutamajin was just blatantly like, here's the gimmick, and forget
Yeah.
the mecha. It's like what?
Yeah.
And for what was one before? Well, Junior wasn't really that bad. I just didn't like that it didn't really move a lot.
I loved Geodra's designs, however, I also acknowledge, like, even looking back at Mighty Morphin, even from an American standpoint and whatnot, it's like Daijujin / Megazord is a really good design by itself that you could, like, take it out of the series and people would still think, oh, that's a cool design for
Yeah.
a giant robot, whereas, like, I think it was, I think even DJ from the MMPR video or MMPR Toys video said it's like I like the design just because I don't have to explain to people why I have all these cubes on my shelf compared to my other robots and it looks kind of silly in comparison.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't agree with DJ. Like, I mean,
I
well, then again, I mean, I only like my small display is just the Kyoryuger Mechas Bandai version, Bandai of American version.
Mhm.
But I mean, they are very, very nice designs. I really like them.
Oh no, the Kyoryuger designs are pretty cool. But
Yeah.
like even after that it was Tokyuger, Ninja, and Kyuranger, and then Zyuohger. Those all sort of didn't really have a serious quote unquote design about them. Closest I think was Ninja, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, I mean, they were. I don't buy that they are like, oh, it looks so weird because it's supposed to represent everything that has become a giant robot. I don't agree.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
No, like, yeah.
There's just no.
Like I think the
Good
closest would
design.
probably be Lion Fire Fortress Zord or Lion Hao. I think that one was really good design, but everything else
Sadly,
is,
it was just an empty
yeah.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Lion Cow, but it's like it does nothing.
Yeah.
It's
But-
just a box.
But yeah, that's why I really like this season's, because it kind of reminds me of like past seasons, but at the same time being its own thing.
Yeah, they have more kind of combination potential.
Yeah.
Even though they are sharing like the base body,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of seem like they have a lot of more potential for combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hope they do, because that's actually that in the end that's what these mechas are all about.
Yeah.
Whether some people like it or not, that's what they are all about. Yeah, I mean, I like that they remind me of the mechas from like Gao Ranger, which was the first one with the auxiliary mecha system.
Yes.
And well, I didn't really watch Hurricane. Avarangers, I really love Avarangers design. Shinkangers, even Gokaigers.
Yeah. But Auto Ranger, I think, had like the coolest design, like because of all their innate gold stuff they had on them, and they just look really fancy.
Yeah, and then Jason David Frank came and fucked it up. As usual.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
It's okay. It's all fine.
No, it's not. Tabata Killer is fucking expensive.
I
It's
mean,
not fine. Well, no, it's Top Galer, right?
uh,
I just don't know why Top Galer, but
oh yeah, the white one, Top Galer.
yeah. Why is it Top Galer? Well, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the design so far. I like Lupin Kaiser.
Mhm.
I like how dynamic they are making it in the show, even if the CGI still looks like the 2000s.
Mhm.
That's the budget they have.
Yes.
Although as at least for Lupin Kaiser, I don't think I will be getting the deluxe one. If I get anything, it will be the mini pla because possibility.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We have to see the kind of combinations they can come up with.
Yep. And then the theme song.
Yeah, well, the theme song is fun. I like it.
All right, that's it.
No, I mean, the theme song is just two theme songs mashed together.
Yeah.
Into one. But essentially, if you go and look up the intro, the male voice is singing the Lupin Rangers song,
Mm-hmm.
and the female voice is singing the Path Rangers song.
Yes.
Well, Lupin Rangers is a little bit more tokusatsu-y,
Mhm.
tokusongi, a little bit more traditional, and then Path Rangers is kind of techno, new wave-ish, which isn't bad. It's just kind of an odd choice. But the lyrics are fine. I like the lyrics.
I don't know if I'll find it as catchy as some of the past ones are. Like, my favorite's G-Ogers. Like, I think that has such a really cool driving sound for a Sentai team. Q Rangers eventually grew on me. Like, I like how it sounds, and it kind of became kind of catchy. So I guess time will tell on this one, but it's
I
fine.
think this one is catchy. I think it's fun.
Only thing like that prevents it from being super catchy is the fact that it is a duet, and like I can't focus on one theme to start
Well, it's
humming.
not really a duet, actually. As I said, it's just two songs, the completely different songs
Correct.
mashed together, and that at some point they kind of go in sync.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
We'll
yeah,
see.
that's-
I like the
I
show.
think it's fine.
I like the show. I like everything it's doing, except for one person in particular that I hope improves. But
But the actor and the character establishment, like Kylie,
yeah,
you're the little piece of shit.
yes, you're so nice.
I just can't stand Kylie, and the puns are just like, stop it. Like, what's the one he says all the time?
At least it's not Lucky, where he just screams, "That's Lucky" all the time, and you want.
Yeah, I mean, at least Lucky is like, oh, I'm the luckiest person alive, and I want everyone to know that that's fine. But then you have Kylie going like, what at you and
Oh,
Arigachu, sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Things like that. Arigachu is very stupid.
Yeah.
That's almost childish. Well, it's childish even.
His like opening introduction scene was super childish, where he was in the supermarket where he's avoiding work, and
Yeah.
and then people walk around and he's giggling to himself like a fucking schoolgirl or something, and I'm just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be this dark and tragic character, and you're just fucking giggling like a schoolgirl out in public, and then for some reason tell the police officer that he's gonna miss the trash can with his newspaper. What?
Yeah, that was stupid. Again, there's a lot of bad writing and weird pacing in the first episode,
Yeah.
which would have been fixed if they somehow had distributed it in the length of both the first two episodes. But I guess that's what they do. I don't know.
No, I hope so. I hope they fix it, but
Yeah,
well. Overall, like the show. I think it's fun. Go watch
Yeah.
it or something. I don't care.
yeah. Jesus is cute. That's all that matters.
I guess. All right.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm watching it anyway.
I forgot
Alright.
that you don't actually like Toku and you just watch it for the cute girls. I forgot.
No, I like Tokusatsu. I
Oh,
prefer Kamen Rider.
do you?
But I like the mechas in Sentai. I have to
Okay.
accept that.
All right.
Although, yeah, I just hate the summer.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Bye.